What's up, everybody? This is Shadow, and I am bringing you a Predator slash Prey profile, and there's a little bit of synergy bonus at the end of it. And the reason I'm doing this video is one of the most difficult challenges I feel that we face in the Paragon community right now is that people don't fully understand counterpicking. They don't fully understand the draft. So many players go into a draft thinking they know who they're going to play, or at least they know what role they're going to play. Lots of players have very limited number of characters they can use, and that's just not a healthy environment for the game, for gameplay. The game begins with draft, and that's one thing I'm really glad that the community streams or the community corner mentioned this, I think, a couple weeks ago, and this is starting to get some attention. People are starting to realize that the draft is where the game starts, and that there is a strategy to that. Games can be won or lost in the draft before you ever hit the battlefield. So my goal is to help the community out with this. I know the community is growing. We got a lot of new players. People may not be thinking about that yet. They're just trying to learn the players, learn the mechanics of the game, learn the strategy. A lot of PS4 players come in new to MOBAs. So this is my way of trying to help out with that. My goal with these Predator profiles, I guess is what we call them, is to kind of go through each character and show, first of all, how to counterpick. And what I say by that doesn't mean that you have to use all these characters that I'm going to list. Basically, just that you want to make sure your team has at least one of these heroes, or a similar hero. As new heroes are released, there may be similar heroes with similar abilities. But it's basically just kind of a guide to showing you, or to really hopefully teach people to get in the mindset of trying to counterpick. Lots of times in a draft, and counterpicking is a lot of times more heavily focused on the later people to pick in the draft. There are team comps that will look great, and then the opposite team has their third, fourth, fifth draft pick come in, and it's just a character that you have no one on your team to deal with. And that's where hopefully this is going to come into play. It's going to kind of show people, okay, I may be stuck in the support role, or you may be at the carry role because everyone's already picked and you have a great team comp, and now you're stuck dealing with this hero that the enemy team just put on the board that the rest of your team has no way of dealing with. So hopefully this is going to help with that. It's also kind of going to hopefully give you guys an idea of which heroes not to pick. Some heroes are just horrible picks against other heroes. It could be great for your team comp, what you're going for, but there could be a hero on the other team that will just delete you in every team fight and every engagement. So I'm going to kind of go over that, what to stay away from. And then finally, I'm going to finish up with some other characters that provide really good synergy with the character that I'm going over. And to start with, we're going over Countess. As you can see here on the screen, Countess is, I felt like it was a really good character to get out there first, just because some people understand, of course, Bellica, perfect counter to Countess. But there's, what if you already have your mid laner picked and it's not Bellica and you're the carry? What do you do then? Let's say you're fifth draft pick and you know your carry and no one on the team can really deal with Countess. You've got a team comp that she can just come in and help wreck in team fights. So this is just kind of what we're going to go through. Obviously, mid lane, if you're picking mid lane and you see a Countess, or if you're playing mid lane and you see a Countess, pick Bellica. She's just perfect to go against. Countess, not necessarily saying that she's in mid lane against you because you don't know where she's going to be playing exactly, but in a team fight or any kind of engagement where the Countess shows up, if you have a Bellica on your team, it instantly nullifies her. Her abilities and her knockup into the Void Bomb is just terrific. And we're going to just kind of look at why I'm saying this with these characters. we're gonna just kind of show you exactly what we're talking about. Your Seismic Assault knockup. If a Countess comes in on any of your teammates or on yourself or anyone, knock them up with the Seismic Assault. It instantly stops her ult. She's stunned for a second. You follow it up with the, I'm sorry. Actually, especially if it's a team fight or any engagement, really, drop your Void Drone first. I should have mentioned that. I failed to mention that. Drop your Void Drone. Every one of Countess's abilities that she's going to use is then going to punish her on top of draining her mana. Countess is a burst assassin. She's going to be coming in. She's going to try to dump her whole kit on one person. Drop your Void Drone. Go into your Seismic Assault. Lay down a Void Bomb on top of her. There's nothing she can do. And one thing about Bellica, the reason her Seismic Assault is so good against Countess is when she shadow slips into someone and gets ready to assassinate them with her ult, you hit her with your Seismic Assault, and not only is she knocked up, but it prevents her from being able to shadow slip back out. Countess is very squishy. Now she's sitting there, nothing she can really do for a second or two, and I mean, when Seismic Assault is maxed out, you have a almost 2 second stun, 1.9 second stun. That's a lot of opportunity to really melt her. And even if she does use her abilities, she can't shadow slip away. She's in the area of your Void Drone. So any of her abilities that she does try to do, you're going to be dealing damage to her that way. Your Void Bomb is already going to be going off, dealing damage to her. Just a great pick all around to go against Countess. Now, what if you're in the offlane? What if you're last pick and you're in the offlane and there's a Countess pick and there's not a Bellica, there's no one on your team to really deal with her? My suggestion is Steel. Steel is actually a surprisingly good offlaner now, especially with his passive. The guy is extremely durable, but just the CC he provides is, again, perfect to deal with a Countess. When she shadow slips in to your carry or whoever she's going in to assassinate, you have 2 ways to deal with her. Of course, you have your ult, which same as Bellica's Seismic Assault. You hit Countess with this. When she shadow slips in, she can't shadow slip back out. She's knocked up. She's taken a ton of damage from you. Just great way of dealing with her. Same with your Bull Rush. If she goes in on someone, Bull Rush her, knock her up, deal damage to her, knock her off of whoever she's coming in to try to pull her ult off on. It's done deal for her. What if you're jungle? What if you are last pick and you're jungler and there's nothing your team has to offer to deal with Countess? There's a couple different heroes that are really good to go against her, I guess, in the jungle. But just kind of the first hero that comes to my mind that would be great for her is Grux. Same thing. She shadow slips in. First of all, you have your pull. If she's close enough, and you gotta love this legacy footage of this god pull that he used to have. It's not quite that far anymore, but still, if you're close enough, you can pull her off of someone, or just pop your ult on her. It cancels whatever she's got going on, and it stuns. So she goes to ult in, or she shadow slips in, goes to pull off an ult. You can either pull her off of your team, or you can pop your Warlord's Challenge, your ult, and again, pretty much instantly delete it. Support. If you are the support, now again, there's a couple different options you can deal with her, but personally, I really like Narbash against her, just because of his Thonk. I mean, his Thonk is one of the best abilities in the game. You see here, instantly stops whatever ability they have going, stops them dead in their tracks, stuns them for a second, all the way up to 1.5 seconds. Perfect for Countess. When she shadow slips in on someone, hit her with your Thonk, she's done. Your team can take care of her from there. And last, if you're carry. Now this, people don't think about carry as being much of an option to counterpick a lot of characters in the game. I feel like most people who are running carry, it's one of the worst positions of people just knowing, hey, this is who I'm gonna run. But again, your last pick, and they have a Countess, and you know there's no one that can really protect you if she comes in and Shadow slips in on you and gets ready to ult you. Your best bet is to go with Murdoch, and that is because of what used to be a shield. Where is it on here? His buckshot now. His buckshot is perfect for Countess. As soon as she Shadow slips up to you, hit her with your buckshot, deal damage to her, and knock her away. Now, yes, she can keep chasing, but that will buy you a little bit of time. It'll buy you more time than most other heroes or most other carries would be able to, you know, to be able to handle. Just that little bit of pushing her away, doing damage, especially Murdoch, who's doing massive amounts of damage late game. Just really, really good ability. Knock her away and just kind of kite her the rest of the way in if she continues to chase. Now, so that you have an idea of how to counterpick. Those are some of the best heroes to counterpick. Again, just kind of a recap: mid, Belica; off lane, Steel. If you're in the jungle, Grux. If you're support, Narbash, or if you're the carry, Murdoch. You don't have to use those heroes. Those are just some suggestions of really good ways to counter Countess. Pray for Countess. Heroes that you do not want to be if you see a Countess on the other team. Sparrow, Revenant, and in my opinion, and there's multiples. Morgesh. A good Countess is a surprisingly good pick against Morgesh, just because she can nullify your DOT. What is her ability called? Her little cloud. I don't use Morgesh a lot. Her hive, is that it? Her hive? Yes. Her hive. Good Countess can completely bypass her hive just by when she sees her running up to her. Morgesh does not have the best range. If you're a Countess and you see Morgesh running up to you, you know it's coming. She's gonna try to mark you, and she's gonna try to hit you with her hive. Shadow slip straight towards her, go under her hive. Most times she's not gonna hit you. Then you can Shadow slip back out. Just the evasiveness that Countess offers is a great pick against Morgesh. And Morgesh does have her escape, but she's squishy. And Countess's Shadow slip can completely nullify Morgesh's escape. So Morgesh, easy prey for Countess. Sparrow and Revenant, obviously, they have no escapes. If they have a phase on their team, then that's good for them. But even that, Countess can really, really punish those two carries just because of their lack of evasiveness and lack of maneuverability. So if you're playing carry, especially if your team has no way to deal with a Countess, don't go with Revenant or Sparrow. And finally, synergy. Like if you are the Countess, or if you have a Countess on your team, what's a way that you can just really provide some good synergy to get the best out of having the Countess on your team? First of all, any frontliner with CC, a Narbash, well, maybe not Narbash necessarily, a Steel especially, Steel, Richter, Crunch, someone who can go in and help lock down one person. That's perfect for Countess. That's what she wants, because then even if the other team does have a Bellic or somebody who can stun her, who can stop her from doing her Countess things, these frontliners with CC really helps with that, because they can help isolate one target or multiple targets and then just allow Countess to go in and delete whoever she wants at that point and get out without taking much damage. And besides that, probably the best synergy that I can think of in just one character would be Chimera. And if anyone has ever faced a Countess and a Chimera on the same team who are worth anything, you know what happens. The two of their ults going off on almost any character is enough to just completely delete them. At least take them out of the fight. And they both have the ability to close the gap on you, bust their ult, and you are done. So if you have a Countess on your team and you really want to get some synergy going with her, and if you're in the jungle, pick Chimera. Quang is another good pick. His ability to lock down someone and deliver his high burst damage, another great pick for Countess, Quang and Chimera both, and they offer enough front lines so that they can go in there and they can really take the beating, and she can just come in and help delete people. But that's it. Hopefully this will help some new players understand a little better about the draft system. Like I said, the game starts there. Learn to counterpick. Counterpick correctly, counterpick smart. And when you have characters on your team that you know for a fact, hey, I can play this character and it's just gonna set up beautiful combos, same thing. Draft smart for your team and against the other team. Hopefully you found this helpful. If you have, give me a like, and you'll see more of these soon. Thanks.